Happy Friday, everybody. In 385 BC, there is a boy born sickly and weak. He had nearly a debilitating speech impediment. At 7 years old, his parents died and his guardians stole all his inheritance. They refused to send him to school. His weak stature prevented him from receiving the customary Greek gymnastic education as well. So he was basically a weak, parentless, awkward child with a stutter whom everybody laughed at. That's a sad deal, right? So, as you would expect, this made him pretty damn mad. The boy, now a man, moved underground and began planning a horrible revenge against who had wronged him. In order to take them to court, he had to make his case, which means this would require him making a convincing speech. But for this small stature mumbler, that was going to be a big problem. This is what he did. He overcame his stutter by filling his mouth with pebbles. Yes, pebbles. And then shouting into the winds while running, apparently formal speech therapy at that time yet was not discovered. So this was so he learned to form words clearly with great volume, and he would also practice by reciting entire speech in a single breath. This was in order to develop his endurance and his strength. To keep himself dedicated to his training, he shaved half his head to motivate himself to stay inside. This was so that he would stay focused on educating himself and working on his speech day in and day out. Eventually, he emerged from his dark cave. But it was not to kill everyone in a murderous rampage. Instead, he emerged as an eloquent and a masterful speaker. He challenged his guardians in court. He won handily and regained the last bits of his fortune. He won the case with his speaking. In the process, he so impressed everyone that he went on to become one of the most influential and knowledgeable lawyers and politicians in the city. And who is this madman, you ask? This madman was Demosthenes of Athens, Greece, recognized as one of the greatest ancient orators of all time. It was Demosthenes who roused the Athens to oppose Philip of Macedonia and later his murderous son Alexander the Great, who both planned to enslave them all. It was because of Demosthenes it all happened. But instead, a speech saved the day and the fate of Greece. It was this vital speech from Demosthenes. So I tell you the story today to give you a reference so that no matter your shortcomings, no matter your obstacles, if you really want to do something, if you really want to get better at something, there is always a way. If, and this is a big word, if you are willing to do the work and it takes to get better at it, it is possible. It's all within the human range. There aren't any real excuses, and Maybe Demosthenes' example might inspire some of you to put on that extra effort that you might need to apply to something you're aiming to get better at today. It might give you that extra inspiration. Who knows? Maybe the fate of Greece or America, England, India, or your industry, your neighborhood, church, temple, your family is on the line. Whatever is the case for you, do not neglect. Do not neglect. How about few of the famous Demosthenes quote to send you off into your weekend today? Some of the few gems from him. He said, nothing is easier than self deceit. Nothing is easier than self deceit. For whatever man wishes, that he also believes to be true. And the last one, no man who is not willing to help himself has any right to ask for help from any of his friends or the gods. And all speech is vain and empty unless it is accompanied by action. So go out and take some action. Everybody, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on the flip side.